on this issue?
Good evening all, my name is Mike Garfin. I live at 220 Dooley Road, just off of Skyline. And I just had a brief couple of comments that I wanted to read from, but beforehand, just to, in all due respect, Mayor, I think that it's worth noting that we had a petition signed by over 850 residents of North Little Rock in opposition to the Hillside Cut. Though I am an author or a signator on the letter that you have before you, I think it's important to remember that it speaks to a very small number of individuals who are concerned about this subject, and that a larger forum would be more than appropriate to give an opportunity to a broader scope of the neighborhood to be able to be heard. Because I'm not necessarily sure it's quite as you have characterized it. But again, I don't know, because there's 850 signatures on the petition and only 4 of us who signed that letter.
Excuse me, but I thought I characterized it that I would certainly be willing to be a part of any meeting between now and next council meeting.
Absolutely.
And to open it to whomever might be interested. I thought that's what I said.
Well, you did. I just wanted to make sure there was no misunderstanding as to how much progress had or had not been made. I don't really think we know yet.
Obviously, I can only address the signatures on the letter.
Absolutely. And with that, just let me read this and I'll sit down. Really all I'd like to do is kind of recap where I think we are right now. As we all know that the church has expressed an interest in purchasing some acreage. I think it's about 16 acres of land right below Skyline for the purpose of constructing a parking lot to address their parking needs. But parking needs that they've expressed even here in the City Council that only exist 3 to 4 times a year. They've submitted 2 separate development plans for the parking lot that will utilize only approximately half of the acreage that they are proposing to purchase, and because of that require the hillside cut to accommodate the parking spots that they desire. The church has not completely or fully utilized the full acreage that they're interested in purchasing to satisfy that need, and as such I feel that they're not making full utilization of the total amount of property that we have, or that they are looking to purchase. We'd like to know why they are not utilizing the full acreage under question, why they're only reserving half of it for the construction of a parking lot, which would then require a hillside cut, when in fact more of increased acreage could be used to accommodate their parking needs. I'm in full support of their development of a parking lot, absolutely, just not a hillside cut, which has the potential for jeopardizing our homes and the property of a whole neighborhood. It's also my impression that the current ordinance on hillside cuts were designed in consultation with professionals such as engineers, community developers, and perhaps the best practices of other communities around the country. I believe that the ordinance on hillside cuts were enacted to protect our community from uncontrolled hillside cuts and to protect life and property. Of course, there will always be circumstances that arise where the city may be asked to waive the restrictions of an ordinance. I would contend that any consideration given to waivers must be based on compelling arguments where the benefit of the waiver exceeds the risk. The responsibility to make that compelling argument must be placed on the shoulders of the entity requesting that waiver, in my opinion. To date, I have seen no compelling argument made by the church nor overriding benefit to the community at large that would justify the potential risk that the hillside cut imposes on our neighborhood. As I have said, I support the church in their desire to develop additional parking. All I ask is that they do it in a manner that does not impact any of our personal property. I ask that the City Council have the courage to do the right and fair thing and deny the church's request for a waiver to the city's hillside cut ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you.